fire, 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 fire.
Alright, chat, what is this? Don't be fooled by this? Question mark? Fooled by what? Kids Online Safety Act. It's not about the kids.
If I asked you to give me your ID to watch this video, provide some form of identification, what would you tell me?
Suck on my tail fur and kick me down the stairs. Yeah, frick you. Nah, F off. I tell you to frick off. That's right. Good job, chat.
I hope your answer would be a resounding no, telling me to go eat dirt. Because that's not just like some kind of innocent, annoying question. That's legitimately just an assault on your freedom. It's an extremely scary and concerning direction the online space is heading. No longer is this just the wacky, wild west of the World Wide Web, where Timmy Turner once surfed on an email in Fairly Odd Parents. Now, it is actively being censored. We're seeing that happen a lot. Censorship is spiraling, especially in video games, with Collective Shout getting Steam and itch.io, two separate platforms, to remove hundreds and hundreds of games that they deemed
We just talked
highly
about it, bro.
harmful and, you know, deplorable. So they had the Visa and MasterCard come forward, threaten to pull out of them and bully them into submission. They got them in the fucking headlock. So then they just...
Because they don't have any other option. Again, Steam is still a corpo, and they're making hand over fist with CSGO gambling loot boxes, but still.
Went belly up and played ball, removing all of these titles, which, by the way, was not just freaky gooner games. In itch.io's case, people have learned over the last few days, tons and tons of games have been de-indexed that didn't have any porn in them at all. So it wasn't rape and incest weirdo games. It was any game, or mini games included, that are just darker themes, that have more like adult themes in them with no like sexual content. It's absurd, and it's something everyone could have seen coming. Anyone with a functioning frontal lobe could tell you that censorship is not something to be celebrated.
People don't understand how power hungry all the people above you are until they start freaking with your entertainment. You freaked with the gamers, you freaked with the gooners, you freaked with the gooners and the gamers that are gooners and gamers, you're gonna get a double whammy, brother.
When you try and target
pay.
low-hanging fruit, something easy like gross, you know, disgusting porn games that are all about like incest and shit, you'll get a lot of clapping seals like, yippee, you saved us. But what they don't realize is that it doesn't stop there. That is just the beginning. That just opens the door, so that way they can censor even more. It is absurd and out of control, but I'm going off on a tangent. The point is, the internet is under attack in a large way, across the board, not just in gaming. I'm sure all of you have seen what's happening in the UK right now with their Online Safety Act, where now to access a myriad of content, you need to provide your identification. That's not acceptable. Just like we were all taught growing up, never take candy from a stranger, don't talk to strangers, say no to that kind of shit. You should also be taught to say no to this too. You should not be providing your ID willy-nilly online. That is not...
You got a license for that VTuber stream, mate? Do you got a license for that, mate? Yo, you wanna watch the big booby VTuber talk about politics and stuff? Ooh, you can't do that. Oh, you can't watch Kirsha. Oh, you wanna go watch SmugAlana? Oh shit, okay. She's got big boobs and she talks about freaking anime boobies. You gotta be 18 plus, mister. You gotta show us your license, mate. Chad, the dystopia is not that far away.
Not something that should
It's
just be
coming.
just, you know, loosey-goosey, no care in the world. Oh, here's all my personal identification. Here, yeah, take it. That way I can access fucking Wikipedia. By the way, Wikipedia is actually affected by this. Now, in some cases, it's not providing an ID, it's instead providing your face. It will scan your face, so you're giving them your biometric data in that case.
The government, I have to say this, I have to reiterate this, the government had a social security number leak last year or this year. Your social security got leaked to the entire internet and people can take your social security number and do fraud. You trust them to take your face and verify it with your driver's license or social security number, and you don't think that they will get hacked and leak it online? Like, even if you're all about censorship and you love that idea, you are stupid for even like thinking that that's gonna be not leaked and found in like 2-3 years, maybe even less than that.
Again, big time no.
Identity theft.
I shouldn't be the one to come in here and teach you why privacy is important, but I hope somebody has. This is not a good thing. So in some of these processes, it's not always required to give your full ID and your like fucking, you know, credit card statements or anything. Instead, some may ask to like scan your face and everything. Also still frowned upon. You still shouldn't do that either.
And they're, I mean, like, if you really think about it in more of a conspiratorial way, you're giving away your biometrics when they scan your face. It's like taking your fingerprint, you know, like in America, I don't know if other countries do this, but when you go to another country, they take your fingerprints and stuff. That's biometrics. You have to legally sign and say that you're okay with giving away your biometrics to the government. They're doing this over you watching porn! What?
This bill was paraded around like it was some righteous, you know, legislation that was aimed at protecting kids from accessing harmful content online,
right.
specifically porn. I'm sure a lot of you, if you've got your thinking caps on, if you're activating neurons, can probably recognize a pattern since basically the beginning of time, the beginning of the internet here, where porn is always used as this ultimate boogeyman. It's the Galactus-level threat that they always have to pass legislation to combat. And to people that don't want to do any thinking and would rather have all their thoughts put into their head by the government on what they should and should not support, it sounds like a nice notion. You don't want kids having access to harmful content like porn online. That makes sense. But the second you make like George and get a bit curious and, God forbid, get into your ponder stance and start thinking and look into these type of pushes, you will recognize the goal is not to protect kids. It's not to protect anyone from anything. These are called Trojan horses, where they push these through under a false pretense like this with so many huge detrimental consequences attached to it.
In the 90s, they had the school shooter scare where they said that video games were tied to, school shootings, and that turned out to be a complete farce. Yeah. Yeah, Columbine, and there was a couple of others. And it's like, yeah, the satanic panic as well. You're actually very right about that. That was even before that, with MTG cards and Dungeons and Dragons, which was a complete farce yet again. And it's all because of Karens. Isn't it crazy how all these Karens that don't take care of their kids and they're crying and protesting? Back before the internet, they will go outside and cry and throw their underwear on the street and start crying about how their kids are getting corrupted. Now it's on the internet and they're sending them emails and telling you what to do. That
impede on your freedom. They use this idea of protecting kids from harmful content as a way of getting this bill across the line that has really bad stuff in it. There is nothing good about handing over your freedoms. And it's even more sad how few people even recognize it happening in front of their face. And even beyond that, even more pathetic is the people that are happy about it, that don't mind giving away all of their personal information. This act was not about protecting children from accessing porn. It did not just require ID to be provided for porn sites. It was required for anything that they deemed maybe potentially opening up children to harm.
Anything! Literally anything! Self-harm and cyberbullying! What does that even entail? Like, cyberbullying you? You're gonna ban Roblox because they're cyberbullying on Roblox? Of all things? Like, imagine you can't access Roblox because you have the potential risk assessment that Roblox could bully your kid into I'm not gonna say it. That's... I got teabagged in Halo and DBD. Ban him. That's right.
Content that includes Discord features. It includes some forums. It includes Twitter. It includes Reddit. Anything that could even be moderately argued opens them up to like adult content or harmful subjects is hit by this, requiring them to have age verification in place where you will need to provide an ID to prove you are 18 years or older in order to grant access to that.
And to boot, I'm pretty sure Xbox is implementing something that needs you to verify that you're 18 in order to buy certain games, right? They're also looking into putting that into outside of UK jurisdiction, like America and other countries. Some update to the UKTOS. Yeah, and they're saying that they're experimenting, doing that for other countries. So if you really think about it, this could also extend to the fact that if someone calls you slurs online, companies have to have you be 18 in order to play certain video games, or if they have uncomfortable themes in them and you have to verify it. You play League of Legends and someone calls you a slur, yep, you have to verify with ID now.
You know the whole meme of like, oi, you got a license to be breathing that air? Where it's all about like how over the top the UK is with this kind of bullshit. Well, now it has become beyond parody, where you actually need a fucking license to send Discord shit. You need a license for Wikipedia articles, basically.
Like, why Wikipedia? And again, you think about it, it's like, oh, well, Wikipedia... it has some opinions and conspiracy theories on it. That's 18 plus content that they talk about, current historical events and wars. Wikipedia is not perfect, but why? Because they don't like it.
Wikipedia is being hit by this, by the way. And they're trying to plead their case here about how detrimental this is. Trying to bring some kind of sanity and reason back to the UK here in some capacity. I know this word gets tossed around a lot by a bunch of Redditors when tipping their fedora at anything they don't like. But this actually is dystopian. This is preposterous. This
is the same thing with the Patriot Act. I was a little bit too young to understand what the Patriot Act is, but I know it's also horseshit. Like, let's be real. The Patriot Act is unironically bullshit. Young Smug. No, I couldn't tell you. I think that was also a push too far. Yeah, surveillance. I know it was surveillance, but I still don't think that the government should be able to fucking do that.
This was never designed to protect kids from accessing harmful things like porn. It was designed for control and surveillance of their citizens. And it's being proposed in the US as well. If you thought this was an exclusive thought process just for the UK, you're very wrong. America would love to get their fingers in our buttholes as well, and we now have the Kids Online Safety Act that has been
They always guise it as Kids Online Safety Act. Because all the Karens that are over 50 years old and they watch Fox News and CNN and MSNBC, they see Kids on Safety Act and their brain just washes over with this glaze and they're like, oh yeah, this is for the good of it. Yeah, but I'm not actually gonna look into it and actually understand what's going on. I just read the long title and the short title and I see, oh, yeah, this sounds good.
Introduced in late May that aims to do something very similar here.
Yeah, why don't you want to protect kids, right?
Common tactic where these proposed legislations will have things like, we have to protect the children. Another classic meme, think of the children.
Yeah,
well, it's a meme for a reason because it is the go-to strategy for a lot of politicians because it's very easy to drum up support under this false pretense. It is not about protecting kids. This isn't actually trying to stop kids from accessing porn. It is a convenient way for them to control your information and spy on you freely, openly, and easily. It is all about surveillance, control, and censorship. And
what about your own safety of your information? I barely trust the government when I fucking have to go get my driver's license renewed, bro. You really think they're gonna do a good job, man?
All I can do is sit here and cross my fingers and toes while kissing a rabbit's foot that we are lucky enough that this will be shot down as it has in the past in this country. But
Thank God!
it's not guaranteed. Obviously, most people don't want kids accessing porn. And in an age where information can spread so quickly, so wrongly, there's a lot of people that might hear the tiddlywinks about this bill, think it's doing something that it's not, and support it. It's very possible.
Yeah.
There's never been an easier time to get some really damaging, freedom-overturning bills passed than right now.
We literally have proof of that because people don't actually read the contents of a bill being proposed. I know, I don't like getting into politics, but this made me laugh a long time ago when Shu made a joke about it. A massive bill that was like sending aid to a foreign country was guys with like 1,500 pages. Who the fuck has time to read that shit? They see the top of the bill and they see like, oh, there's this one law in there, but then they don't read all the other laws in there because they don't have time to read it, nor do they care. It's a classic hoodwink strat.
Because you control so much information so easily, and most people don't bother to spend even a fucking iota of a second researching any of the topics. It's just a really concerning mix of ingredients here for like the possible perfect storm of no longer having an internet that you can access without providing identification.
Porn is not a cause of anything, it's an escape, a symptom of the actual problem. I disagree. I disagree only because porn has been linked with like dopamine addiction and it has the same effects as being addicted to drugs. I don't know, I could go on for hours talking about porn and how it like actually affects your brain and how looking at porn from a young age can physically alter your brain. I see idea, so I'm addicted. If you're honest about it, then yeah, like I'm not trying to say you have to stop gooning. It's you are a human being after all, but you have to realize that to a certain extent, if you're 14 years old and you get inundated with boobs and coochies at that young of an age, you are not supposed to have that much dopamine surging through your brain all in one go. You're literally not wired as a human being, like as a meat suit, as a monkey that evolved into a human. You're not supposed to. It's like heroin. You're not supposed to physically feel that much, dopamine addiction.
For some reason,
that much dopamine surging through your body.
And it's become highly accepted and normalized that the internet is expected to cater to children being on it completely unsupervised. And while that does happen, that is the fault of the parent, and the blame lies solely on the parent refusing to do their job in raising their own fucking kids. It is not the internet's responsibility to do that for them. Now, I know it's been very common for parents to just sit their kids in front of an iPad, creating these iPad kids, setting them up for failure, really, by refusing.
Because they're not supervising them, and then they go cry to the government. God, Karens, man. I hope the incels win versus the Karens, because Karens are just so much worse, I swear.
To actively be a part of their life and raise them. But that doesn't mean that the internet needs to step in and change to do it for them.
True.
There needs to be the onus placed back on the household. The parents should be once again in charge of raising their kids.
I'm trying to think of an analogy. Give me a minute. Would it be crazy to say that a kid crawling in and grabbing your keys from your desk or whatever and going into a car and turning on the engine because they've seen you do it so much as a parent, and then going to the government crying about how there's not enough regulation in stopping a child from getting into a car and that the car manufacturer has to change the way the car is built in order to have kids not so easily turn on the car and shit? I feel like that's kind of just like, it's kind of a good analogy. Yeah, like ban the car or change how the car functions. It's like, it's so stupid. Lock your car? Yeah, but your kid can figure out how to unlock the car. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, blaming the key for not being childproof. Children are smart. I am a testament to this. When I was a kid and my parents would take away my internet access because I was being naughty, or I ruined it for everyone by draining the bandwidth back when bandwidth wasn't like, unlimited. We had limited bandwidth, right? All of us have talked about this. We literally talked about it yesterday. You are not that stupid as a child. If you really, really want something, you will get it because you know that you will get something out of it. You'll get entertainment. Let's say you go on the internet, right? Like, it's not that far-fetched to say that.
That's how it used to be, and that's how you had normal people develop.
Yeah, kids
not
will
like
always
this.
find a way,
not
no matter
under the
what you
thumb
do.
of the government sticking its nose in your business. It is terrifying. Why have we just gotten to the point where we excuse bad parenting and instead force the internet to be the ones to be the parental figure, where everything is like babied to ensure a kid doesn't accidentally access fucking Wikipedia or something? It's completely preposterous. And on top of that,
you can look at boobs on Wikipedia for educational purposes. To, like, I don't know, study boob anatomy. I don't freaking know. But for some reason they're banning it because it has access to boobs. Education boobs. Like, guys. No, come on. Be for real right now. Come on. Ban National Geographic magazines? That's actually a good point. Yeah, start banning those. Yeah, don't they have, like, naked girls in there because it's, like, a part of their culture in, like, Africa to, walk around with their boobies out because that's part of, their, part of their culture, and that's fine, and it's for educational purposes. Ban art museums? Exactly! That's what I was saying in the other video.
That it's downright dangerous for everybody. You shouldn't be providing your identification and all of this data like this. It's just not good. And I really hope we don't see it come to America. I wanted to put all of this on your plate here, put it on your radar, because this is not something good. Don't let the propaganda fool you. It is not aiming to actually protect anybody or anything. It is solely for control and surveillance, trying to get more data from you to monitor your activities and
leak it online,
you are
too.
the drone they want you to be. This is not a good thing. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. That's it. See ya.
The statue of David needs some clothes. So lewd. So true. I don't want to see no pee-pee. That's right. Go check them out. That was a good video. Chat! Raise awareness to this bullshit! Stop caving into the Karens!
Fire, fire,